insurance says my full self-driving is worth $1,360. Be serious. And so this is an exact case of if your vehicle, knock on wood, gets totaled, how will insurance companies value the full self-driving? And there's a lot to unpack here, and I kind of want to explain what's actually happened here. But Justin Diego unfortunately crashed and totaled his Model Y. The Model Y was a 2022. He paid at the time $10,000 for full self-driving, and the insurance totaled out quote here. You actually can't see it, but you can see here right there in the small print, it says enhanced autopilot $1,088, which is a free option, and then full self-driving $1,360. And so his title here, that full self-driving is worth $1,360, is not exactly wrong. But then if you take a look at it, if you add the enhanced autopilot, which is free, that means that he's getting about what, $2,400 for full self-driving. And so that sounds crazy to go from like $10,000 down to $1,360 or $2,500, whichever the case may be. But you have to kind of look at it from a different viewpoint. You can't say like, oh, because I paid $8,000 for full self-driving, I should get $8,000 back. You have to look at what like the street value is, the used value is, or whichever. And you also have to kind of just look at depreciation as a whole. And I get it, maybe software doesn't depreciate, but unfortunately the vehicle does. So the features that are on the vehicle also depreciate. And you also have to think, okay, well, a 2022 Tesla Model Y, what was the price of that when it was first purchased? And maybe some of the depreciation hit even the hardest at this point, because it's what, 4 years old at this point, which is, if you take a look at like history books at what a 2022 Tesla Model Y was back then, it could have been what, $55,000 all the way up to $63,000. So you know the depreciation hit that vehicle very, very, very hard. And if you kind of did that same depreciation math on the full self-driving depreciation, then certainly is it going to be a big one in terms of a loss. And so this is kind of how insurance works. So if you're brand new to this, if you have no idea what is happening, in a sense that if you were to total your vehicle, insurance companies are going to look at what your vehicle is, and they're going to look at what the value of it is on the street, and then they'll look at what the value of it is of a Tesla Model Y with full self-driving and without full self-driving. And that's why I say, I've always said this, like full self-driving on the street is worth about $2,000 to $3,000 more than a vehicle that doesn't have full self-driving. And that could be increased because now there isn't necessarily going to be a full self-driving purchase process. But hopefully this sums it up, and really hopefully none of you are in this situation, knock on wood, because it is a shitty situation, because it's all a loss at the end of the day in terms of depreciation of Tesla vehicles. And that's why they recommend, like, if you're going to be buying a vehicle period, you should put 20-30% down, if not more, because once you drive it all off the lot, it will depreciate 10 to 20%, and you do not want to be in a underwater situation where you owe more than what is actually on the loan. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Hopefully this makes a lot of sense. And, really, I just want to make sure the expectation is set when you're buying these type of things and what you could be expecting in the future with a Tesla vehicle purchase. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. One thing's for sure, if you want to keep your Tesla vehicle value up and keep it clean, definitely get a set of all-weather floor mats. Our favorite set is from 3W, especially when you use promo code Dennis35 for 35% off. So if you're looking for a floor mat that has lifetime warranty, great fitment, definitely check it out. 3W down below in the description. Use promo code Dennis35 for a massive 35% off.